Hello and welcome my friends to this week's shenanigans in Astra Knights of Veda. Another new month, another new night. This round we have a hybrid blood and water DPS, Judge Shadow Howl. After so many releases of female knights over the past few months, it is refreshing to find a heavily armored male knight going around kicking ass like a madman. Well, his facial expression really looks like he is silently judging everyone around him, making him realize why he needs double element to kill everything around him. Based on initial tests, he actually seems like a relatively strong DPS given how he has buffs and debuffs that make him focus on the attack stat on top of the usual Veda regen and lifesteal. And with my shitty luck, gachaing for him was not easy. I almost had to PT just to get him, which is also the same for his signature weapon. God damn it man, why are you playing so goddamn hard to get? His usual normal 3-hit attack is standard for most knights, with a total modifier of about 430% total damage, not too shabby for a DPS. The charge attack is quite mid, with the highest modifier being 670%, so it definitely won't be your standard bread and butter for manual players. His normal skill, Soul Liberation, has an OK modifier of 250%. But the good thing about this is that he adds a 15% attack and crit damage boost, which can stack up to 3 times, bringing a total of 45% attack and crit damage boost. The buffs last for 12 seconds, so throw in some cooldown reduction like what I did and you will be spamming his normal skill to keep the buffs up. Now you all know why I mentioned to increase his attack stat instead of element stat. Here comes the Haymaker, the Absolute One's uncertain future. What a mouthful! How can he silently judge others when his future is not certain? But anyway, it has a relatively low burst modifier of 300%, but has a dot of 55% every second, which lasts for 15 seconds, throwing out a potential extra 825% damage modifier if the enemies stay within the damage area like Astra. Of course, the enemies will move around, so don't expect too much from the dot. Actually, you shouldn't be looking at the damage, you must look at the buffs and debuffs it brings. It removes all buffs from the enemies and adds 50% blood and water damage. This helps the team and also makes you deal a hell lot more damage. Plus with some cooldown reduction and Veda regen, this signature skill can be spammed before the buffs expire. On top of this, he has a passive where he deals more blood and water damage on every enemy he hits, with a match stack of 3 times of a total of 45% boost. Plus he has an additional 30% damage based on attack stat, so that's why we go full attack stat for him. Based on all his buffs, attack stat boosting is the way to go for him to make him extremely strong, since it also adds on to the element damage stat. With high damage, lifesteal is a no-brainer to keep him alive like Diana. This ensures he will keep on healing while he kills. And the best part is that he has no fixed cooldown for skills. so just a bit of cooldown reduction allows him to keep his skill rotation up to keep the buffs around throughout the fight. Now with Bluebell, Gabby and Elia, a strong blood team will go around wrecking havoc everywhere. For water team, he has Astra and Rhaenyra, but a strong water buffer is sorely missing to bring out the full potential, so I would definitely recommend going for a blood team. Thank you all for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more nonsense coming your way. Is he fun to use? So far, yes. He seems to have very high damage potential, so let's see how well he will perform in endgame content. So till next time my friends, happy killing and game on!